So, my name's Susan. I have a lot of weird experiences in life, and I was told to put them on a social platform so people can hear them. And I think I'm gonna start doing that. And what better time than today? Because this was a shit day. It was a really bad day. So, last night I hung out with my best friend and her sister and her girlfriend. And it was a good night. Anyways, I get like 3 hours of sleep. I wake up and I have to go to an appointment the next day. I'm on my way, but Google Maps is doing some weird shit. It was taking me all these weird roads, and then it took me down a dirt road, almost like a mud road. Um, so I go down the road. I'm halfway through. It's a long ass road, and I start noticing my car's going all willy nilly. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting out of here. Also, just got my car fixed, so well, anyways, I get stuck. And it's just me crying for so long. I push the car, I do this, I do that. I'm just getting deeper and deeper. So I'm like, fuck it. I will walk to Vivian's grandpa's house. Oh, also, there's no reception. None. I can't call AAA. I can't call Vivian. I can't do anything. But I finally get to the top of this hill, and I see a house. And I'm like, yes. And it ended up, there was someone outside. It was a guy with a septic tank truck. And I call Vivian because I finally get reception. I'm like, dude, my life is fucked up. And she didn't know where I was. So I was like, let me talk to this guy. Well, she said, talk to that guy and then call me back. So I just looked at him. I said, is there any way you could help me? Because I'm in a lot of shit right now. And I'm about to have a panic attack. And he was like, give me a second, and I'll put my truck down there, and we'll see what you got working. So he looks at my car, and he's like, yeah, there's no way I'm getting you out of that. Like, do you want to try to, I'll drive you somewhere, and you could figure something out, but I just don't want to leave you here in the woods. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. His truck gets stuck. So now he can't go back. But he also can't go forward up the hill. So I just fucked this guy's completely, all his day over. It was a company truck as well. It was his anniversary, and his name was Art. I don't know, a lot of people that see this probably won't know me, but that's a very important name to me. But, so he's like, well, the only choice we have is to unstuck your car. So he starts working with it, like, and I'm talking, he's using all of his resources. He used a total of 7 pieces of toilet paper to get my tires some traction. It worked. I told him, I was like, you should pad that because that's awesome, but it's just toilet paper. That's it. It's like, I'd say 3 hours of just nonstop pushing this and that. He refused to let me push, so I'm trying to figure out what he's saying. He's yelling at me to do stuff, not in like a mean way, in a good way. He's honking his horn, this, that. He finally, after 3 hours, multiple mental breakdowns, he consoled me the whole time. After all of that, he gets my car out. I'm like, thank you so much. And now the trek is getting back up the hills and out of the fucking mud again. Because there's more mud. Or I should say dirt. It wasn't like mud, but it was getting there. The whole time I was driving, I just started yelling and yelling and yelling. I'm like, you can't do this to me, God. You can't. I've been through a lot of shit lately, and you know it. You cannot do this to me. I just started crying and crying. I finally got to the regular road. Art ended up being the sweetest fucking person alive. He didn't want to take my money or anything. He was very awesome. I gave him money, though. He deserves it. But I finally get on the road. I can't even call about my appointment because there's still no reception. And I finally get to a place that has reception. I call my mom, I call my friend, I call Vivian, and I belt it out to them. Because it was a hard day. I thought I was gonna fucking die in there. Because I hadn't seen anything for miles. And I didn't have my knife on me. Like, what if Art ended up being a serial killer? Thank God he wasn't. But, I get to my appointment. They had to make a new appointment. And it was supposed to be a regular gynecologist appointment. It wasn't. It wasn't at all. So, they didn't do what I wanted them to. But besides the fact of that, they ended up giving me stuff for my asthma, and they consoled me about my brother's death, which was very awkward to have to talk about. They made me talk about, oh my gosh, just like everything in my life, everything. I felt so uncomfortable, but I didn't want to say no because I had already written on the paper that eventually I would like counseling. Didn't know they meant today. I did not want counseling today. But I'm finally home. So fucking happy to be home. I've never been so happy in my life. I'm over the goddamn moon. And I still have a rope on my car, and there's like a front cover he had to pop out of place. I don't know how we left there without my whole car's front just being taken off. Like, it was that bad. And he kept saying, he's like, it's gonna pull the whole front. And I was like, you do what you have to do. I just want to get the fuck out of here. But yeah, we're home. I can't wait to sleep. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. That was the first installment of Adventures with Suze. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna go to bed and cry.